For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out sabatcg.com. What's poppin', everybody? It's the Saber Fighting 4. Gonna be crushing some hopes today. If you're still playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and wondering if it's gonna get better, when it's gonna get better, what needs to happen on the ban list, what they need to do, maybe change the rules and stuff, forgive me, but I'm here to crush your hopes. I was inspired to make this video because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos that I've made on this channel, especially the ones where I'm raging and talking about all the problems with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! They're actually pretty popular. They're some of my most popular videos and I still get comments on them. I don't really reply to everything anymore because it's either just people, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're just fanboys, or just some people that just leave their suggestions that, oh, they should do this, they need to do this, they need to change this rule, they need to limit the special summons or something. I get like suggestions and comments from people and I don't really reply to those, but they inspired me to make this video because a lot of people, you know, maybe you play the modern Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, maybe it's the only TCG you still play and know, and you're sick of it, you know there's problems. A lot of the fanboys, they're always going to ask is Konami. And when you mention the problems, they're just going to tell you, oh, you just run hand traps. And that's the solution to everything. You run hand traps and then Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fixed. But a lot of people, you know, they want to still play Yu-Gi-Oh! They want it to get better. Maybe they want it to be like how it was in a different era. Not even like the really, really old ones. Like even during the Zexal era was heaven compared to what modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Has become. Like besides a few formats in the Zexal era, like when Soul Charge came out, and even that you could say it wasn't that bad given the card pool. But besides a few specific formats, namely the Dragon Ruler Spellbook format, Zexal, you know, it was kind of okay if you adapted to it. It was when Arc 5 came out that things just went really to hell. But the point of this rant in this video is that people leave suggestions of what needs to happen for Yu-Gi-Oh! To be fixed, but I'm here to tell you it can never be fixed, and it will never be fixed, and it cannot be fixed. Because if you like break a glass, you drop it on the floor and break it, you can put a bunch of glue on it, try and fix it up, but it's never going to be the same as if you never broke it in the first place. Like the solution is not to break it in the first place, to be at its best. And what Konami has done since the Arc 5 era, because they introduced the pendulum mechanic and that was undoubtedly broken, and then they thought, okay, we gotta make everything broken now. We're gonna make the Shaddolls, we're gonna bring back the fusion mechanic. We gotta make everything a floater. Every card needs to have 3 effects. Gives you an effect when it summons, gives you an effect when it dies. You can remove it from play from the grave, then you get another effect. All these cards designed like that, special summoning themselves for free, giving you a plus. I've said this before, it's basic math. If you start with 5 cards in hand and your 5 cards just multiply themselves to 10 to 15, this is why you end up with problems. This is why you end up with turns taken so long, multitude of special summons, and then you special summon the little guys, you go into the big guys that negate all this shit, and it's just a complete clusterfuck. And they can't really go back. Like after they've done this now, they would have to ban like thousands of cards, and that's never gonna happen. And then they'd be replaced by the other stuff that's broken, that's unfair. So what modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, it's pretty much, they got all like the competitive players in the palm of their hands. Maybe some of them know, and they still play for whatever, but many of them don't. It's like they print a set with some broken stuff that they know is broken, force the competitive players to buy it so they get those easy wins, and then ban the shit, and then release some other stuff that's just as broken or even more broken. Like I remember, it's been a couple of years now since I played Master Duel. Like I was uploading videos on the channel, even all the way up to 2023, but I had stopped like a lot earlier than that. Not years ago, but let's say a bunch of months, let's say. But I remember some of the stuff that was around even back then, like in, let's say, 2023, late 2022 maybe, or 2023 really. But it's just some stuff that you'd think a kid that's 12 years old that designed them, like what we used to do back from Yu-Gi-Oh Card Maker, if that website even exists. I think it still does. Design your own Yu-Gi-Oh cards and make them broken. It's just completely insane. And they try and they bring like some old school cards back to just maybe give some dudes hope that, oh yeah, Cyberjar and whatever, coming back to 2. I mean, it could be a problem, you never know. I do check the ban list still every now and then out of curiosity. A lot of the cards, I don't even know what they do. Like the new Yugioh shit support came out. I see the cards already got banned, some of them limited. It's ridiculous, but it's never really gonna go back. Like the best thing we could ever hope for is if they really just get serious about bringing back old school formats. Like every now and then they do this format on Master Duel where it's like you go back in time. They had like a 2014 format and I missed out on it. I just found out a couple of days too late. There was a good chance I was actually gonna go back and play some Master Duel if they did that and maybe record some matches. But that needs to be like a permanent mode. I don't really understand why they gotta do this, so every now and then it's gonna be this alternate format. I don't know, I mean, I guess you could say there's no money to be made, but they just reprint cards that already exist so many times anyway. Like they could still make some random ass products and try and make money off them. I don't know, man. It was the thing with the anime too, it was gonna be like the GX anime, it's just gonna be like an aspect ratio improvement. It's not really going to be a remake. And that was a disappointment. It's almost like they're afraid to do anything, Konami. Ultimately, though, they're just never going to stop. I mean, you guys see, like, I don't know if you follow, like, sales for TCGs and stuff and see what's going on, but other TCGs from Bandai, like Digimon, for example, you know, it's not as popular as it was when it started. But even if you have, like, low sales and you just get by, just if you just get by, you got maybe a small fan base, you can still make money because it's corporate at the end of the day. It doesn't really cost these companies that much to produce. Like they can pay the artists and then the factories print the cards. It's cardboard. So it doesn't take that much for them to be profitable. So if, you know, Digimon TCG is still hanging on, other small TCGs somehow hang on, then Yu-Gi-Oh, even if it's losing some players, there's still a lot of people that play. So for as long as it's making money for them, they're just going to keep going. Like the ethical thing, let's say, would be to say, okay, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, let's let it go. We're printing cards that do the same shit, broken shit all the time. Just the same effects on just different artworks. We've beaten this thing to death. They're not going to stop that. They just want to keep printing the cards, keep making products. People keep buying them so they can keep making money forever, for as long as they can. So you just gotta decide. I mean, if it's really Yu-Gi-Oh, modern Yu-Gi-Oh is really that fun for you. I mean, I've made that decision a long time ago. Like I really just got sick and tired of it around when Rage and Tempest came out. And I only got back when Master Duel came out because I knew, okay, I want to make videos for this game. I might be getting some decent views. Plus, in case they do like alternate formats, there was a lot of rumors back then that they were going to do, this game was going to be like the dream come true. They were going to have other formats too. It's going to be the ultimate Yu-Gi-Oh simulator. So I'm thinking, okay, let me just get back into it. I got to play the modern TCG so I can play and get gems and get the cards. So I can collect the cards and have them ready for those older formats. They still haven't come. I don't know if they'll ever come. But I already knew from the beginning going into it that I'm going to get into this and then eventually I'm just going to get sick of it again. I won't last. And that's what happened. You just got to make your peace. I mean, maybe play a different TCG. You know, One Piece is really fun. Maybe just get some of the video games, I guess. I mean, Konami, even they themselves, they're just remaking this, making compilations with old school games all the time. They're doing it for Yu-Gi-Oh now too. You can get some of these old school Yu-Gi-Oh games and play some good ass formats, and it's just a pretty great experience. I mean, I wish something like this existed for the Pokemon TCG too. I wish there was like a video game I could play Gen 3 and Gen 4 formats, but it's just not as accessible as Yu-Gi-Oh. But I digress. I'm just rambling about other random shit right now. So that's basically it. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh is ever gonna get better. If it gets really that bad and sales really just go down that much, they might just do some sort of reboot or just figure out something. They're already spreading themselves with Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush, and I know they're just too big to allow themselves to get into this position. If it was ever gonna come down to that, they're gonna be prepared, and they're gonna have like some sort of answer, reboot, just something, reprinting old school products, bringing back other forms of nostalgia with games. They're just always gonna be doing something. But even if it never dies, to me, it's never gonna be at its peak as what it was in the 5Ds era, the GX era, even in the Zexal era. I mean, it would have been heaven. The Zexal era is heaven compared to what happened with Arc 5 and all the way until now. So that's my rant, guys. I went all over the place. I'm pretty sure I had other stuff to say, but I forgot. But this is my Yu-Gi-Oh video, I guess, for my Yu-Gi-Oh guys. I know that a lot of you guys want me to come back, but I just can't. I'm really too busy anyway, and I have no interest in modern Yu-Gi-Oh whatsoever. Like, it would have to be an old school format, just some sort of old school mode, pre-Arc 5. I'll take anything at this point. They can do like Edison, March 2010. They can do like a really, really old format, 2003. I'm very familiar with those two. I've got my book, of course. GX, Zexal, whatever. Just anything pre-Arc 5. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What a